Happy New Year and welcome to the first Tuesday tip of the new year. I'm excited. I always like a new year. I think I'm full of planning and optimism. That's just my DNA. And this year I am committing myself to fixing these things before I pack them away so that I don't encounter them when I open the tubs in November and go, oh no. I want to go, yay! So red berries. I have 4 different varieties of red berries that all have the red berries damaged. And what I want to show you today are these larger ones where it almost has a candy coating type of thing, a very glossy surface that's kind of thick, and it has cracked in a number of places. So I'm going to touch those up with some red paint that I'm hoping to match as close as I can to that. And it also needs to be a glossy paint because the change in the finish is going to catch your eye, and just like the change in color here catches your eye. Now, something else to note is when you're matching that red, to err on the side of darker, your eye naturally goes to things that are lighter and things that are shinier, and dark things recede. And so we want that really to recede. Now, I was experimenting, and I'll see if I can find an example where I got a little bit too dark. Here was one right here where it's a little bit too dark. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's still better than the white, but we're going to try for something better than that. Now, what I always do when I am painting anything is I like to use wax paper. Some people use paper towels, or they use newspaper, something like that, newspaper. The reason I like wax paper is sometimes newspaper, and particularly paper towels, there can be seepage through. You don't want that. The wax paper, it cannot seep through it. So when you're done, you just wad it up and throw it away, and it's all good. Plus, what I also like about it is any paint will kind of glide on the wax paper surface, and so it's easier to blend it. And also when I take my brush and I'm wiping things off, it doesn't have as much pull on the fibers of my better paint brushes that we want to protect. So it's easier on the paintbrush. It makes the painting, the paint mixing easier, and it assures a clean surface afterwards. Win, win, win. What I'm going to use for my berries, I simply went through my craft paint drawer, hoping for something that had a glossy finish and that was in a close category. I have this paint from Waverly. It's color lacquer. It's from Plaid, so that tells you right there it's quality. I love my Plaid products. And I needed a little bit of black to deepen the color a bit, and I had this metallic sequin black folk art, again a Plaid product. I chose this because it has a little bit more shine to it, and again I don't want matte on this. So we're going to just shake this up. Pour just a smidge out here on my paper because it's not going to take much. And as you can see, it has a little bit of a pinkish tone to it. So that's one of the reasons that I needed to add the black in. So I'm going to shake up my black, and off to the side I'm going to just put a little bit. It doesn't take much. And this is when I just dip my paintbrush, the tip, into the red, or into the black, excuse me, and then bring it over to the red, and I mix it around a little bit. And I don't mix the whole bit of red, my whole section of red, because I want to have some variety of color options so that I can tailor it as I go. And let's grab one of these that is still really white. Oh, what I also want to have on hand, and you want to have it right when we paint this on, are some damp paper towels. So let's get this one here. I think you can see that one pretty well in the camera. I'm going to try and scoot in as close as I can with the table between us, and I'm just going to touch it right in between in that crack. Now that's still a little bit too pinky, so I'm going to go more towards the blackish side, the darker, and I'm going to dig it in. I am going to bring some up on top, which is okay, which is why we have those damp paper towels. I want to put a good amount down in there. I want to fill that gap, covering up all of the white under there. So I'm really filling in all of those cracks and crevices there. And right now, it doesn't look particularly good, does it? But because of the thickness of that red, I can come along and I can wipe it with my damp towel, and it won't take away the paint that went down into the crevices, but it will clean off the berries so that you don't get the change in color on top, or probably more importantly, a matte tone over the glossy tone, or a satin. This paint is more satin. It looks like it's a little dark in that crease, so I'm going to go over it with a little bit more of the red to fill that in a little bit, to kind of cover up some of the black. And I'm going to wipe it again with my damp paper towel. And that's a little bit better. You can still see those cracks when you're looking closely, but it certainly is much better than the white, and I feel like these berries can be very usable again. I can get another year or two out of them. I'm going to do this one down here with maybe just a lighter color of that, not so much of the black in it this time. See if that makes any kind of difference for me. See, I just did this one right here. I'm going to wipe it. And look how great that one looks. Can you see? And of course, if there's ever any that are not salvageable, it is very easy to just get some good wire cutters out and clip off that one if it's giving you too much trouble. I also have these berries, which I bought a bowl full of these berries. I've put it away already, or I'd pull it out for you. And I have literally 42 picks came out of this one bowl. And I bought it at a neighborhood garage sale, and she had it priced at $2, something like that. So who's going to pass up all these picks for $2? It was pretty disgusting. It was really, really dirty. I have a video of where I just pulled each one out and I swooshed it in water, in warm water, and how disgusting that water looked, and then how much better these looked after having just been swished in water. It was amazing. Now I need to go back through and paint these little white berries here. These, in this case, these individual berries have a coating that when the stems get bent to arrange them, it breaks that berry apart, and then you see the white. But I have discovered that I can go in here very quickly, very easily, and put a little coating in there. So I encourage you, this is so easy to do. You might even have the red craft paint that you need in your craft drawers, or Hallmark movies, or if you're like me, Schitt's Creek, have it running, or maybe HGTV in the background, and then just treat yourself to an afternoon of cleaning up all of your berries, and you'll be fresh and ready for next year, and it will be wonderful. Thanks everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you again back next Tuesday.